There's a book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the power Almighty. First and foremost, I would like to take all Yah Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Kakudash, the ones to the apostles and elders, great Milson Ruel. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole full. Like, tell your brothers out to pushing the word in truth and sincerity. So I want to tell you, brothers, stay strong, pushing with quick lesson. And I want to get into this whole NATO situation with Russia, which Russia's now claiming that NATO is about to declare war against them, okay, against Russia. And I was meditating upon it. I was thinking about it just right now that NATO is always being spoken of in the news, mainstream media, different news articles always talking about NATO. So I was thinking, look, NATO is a very, very popular topic in these times. Okay, and best believe we're living in prophetic times, in very, very heavy prophetic times. Okay, and I was thinking about how the only group, that is pushing NATO heavy like that, or that was actually teaching or still teaching and prophesying about NATO being part of prophecy, is the apostles of Great Millstone on down, and that's it. Okay, no other Israelite group ever spoke about NATO. They never prophesied about NATO being in the scriptures. The only ones were the apostles of Great Millstone, and that's it. Okay, so it shows you right there that it makes perfect sense that NATO should be spoken of in the scriptures, because damn near every day you always have some news coming out about NATO this, NATO that. NATO moving into Ukraine and backing up the coalitions out there in Ukraine, and NATO making major moves. So it makes perfect sense that NATO should be spoken of in the scriptures, just like America should be spoken of in the scriptures, which they are. Which, okay, NATO, the EU, and America, they're always major topics in the mainstream media, or not just the mainstream media, but all platforms of media. So it makes perfect sense that they would be spoken of in the scriptures. And the apostles of Great Millstone broke it down beautifully, because and they said it, man, that's the beast. Okay, the beast spoken of in the book of Revelation is talking about NATO, the EU, and America. Okay, which they all intertwine with each other. Okay, they all work with each other. Okay, the 7 heads and the 10 horns, with the woman that sat, the beautiful woman that sat upon the beast, the scarlet beast or whatever. That's talking about NATO, the EU, and America. And the only ones that spoke about this situation, or that broke it down, in prophetic, in prophecy wise, was the apostles of Great Millstone on down, and that's it. So this makes perfect sense, man. That NATO's always being spoken of. Shoot, even Russia, which is Gog and Magog, in these times, in these very heavy times. I mean, come on, man. But anyways, hey, shit is about to go down. Okay, shit is about to hit the fan when it comes to these nations, these countries, the beast. Okay, it says the U.S.-led military bloc's posturing has fueled Russian fears of conflict. It says, speaking during a briefing for military attaches and other foreign diplomats in Moscow on Monday, Russian Deputy Defense Minister Alexander Fomin accused NATO of readying up for an all-out war with Russia. He said the military development of the bloc has been redirected in full to prepare for a large-scale, high-intensity armed conflict with Russia, Fomin stated. It says the preparation comes with the expansion of the bloc's military capabilities and is also reflected in the NATO's program documents, where Moscow has been unequivocally named as the main source of threats to coalition security, Fomin noted. At the same time, older documents, including the 2002 Rome Declaration, establishing that Russia and NATO do not regard each other as adversaries, remain in force, he added. So you see the tension there, okay, between the beast and Gog and Magog, which Gog and Magog is Russia, and part of the beast, NATO is part of the beast, like I said, right along with the EU and America. Okay, so I mean, this is a very heavy situation right here. So this should be in the prophecies, right? This should be in the prophecies. Then how come these other Israelite groups aren't talking about this? They ain't saying shit. The only ones that are breaking this situation down beautifully, and it makes perfect sense, okay? And it's only going to make perfect sense to the elect, okay? To the hopeful elect, okay? Lord willing, I'm one of those, man. That's why we say hopeful elect, man. We hope that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has mercy upon us, and he saves us and delivers us, man, when all this shit goes down, right? But only the hopeful elect are going to be able to, it's going to make perfect sense to them about NATO and the EU and America being the beast. Okay, America being the woman that sits upon the beast. Gog and Magog being Russia, right? It's only going to make perfect sense to the elect. And other prophecies, okay, the MOTB being the RFID chip, so on and so forth, okay? So only the hopeful elect are going to have the 100% truth. Like the scripture says, you have an unction from the Most High, from the Holy One, and you know all things. So the men of the Lord, the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3, they're going to have 100% truth. Okay, we're going to know all things. We're going to have a full understanding of everything. Okay, of all the prophecies of everything. So this is it's getting hot in the kitchen, man. So let me go back to the scriptures. I'll start at verse 14, Revelation 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the power Almighty. And what's that? The battle of that great day of the power of Almighty? That's Armageddon. Okay, which Armageddon in the Hebrew is Hamagadwan, which means the mountain of troops. Okay, or the mount of troops. Because, as a matter of fact, up here it says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, which the river Euphrates is out there in the Middle East. That's where shit is gonna go down. That's where the world, not the world, that's where the war, or World War III is gonna pop off in the Middle East. Okay, in Saudi Arabia, as it is known today. Okay, you're gonna have Russian troops fighting against American troops, NATO troops, different troops from the EU. Okay, and you're probably gonna have Chinese. You're gonna have people from all over the world fighting in that one spot. That spot that's gonna be the hot spot of these nations shooting, killing each other, going, having tank battles and shit like that. Warhawks and fighter jets. You're gonna have Navy ships on the seas and things of that nature. That's where it's gonna go down. Okay, but then eventually it's gonna come to a point where they're actually gonna shoot missiles on each other. Okay, not just any type of missile, but nuclear missiles. Okay, ICBM missiles, man. Where that's when ultimately America's gonna meet his fate, meaning it's gonna be completely destroyed. Okay, so once again it says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So you have all these nations preparing themselves, man. Okay, so it says right here, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the power Almighty. Let me skip down to verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which once again, the word Armageddon means the mountain of troops. Okay, and that's going to be in the Middle East. Okay, that you're going to have a complete, everything's going to be filled with nothing but troops of different countries, different nations. It says, verse 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. And their voices, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. Now, what do you think that earthquake happened? It was because those missiles are going to be so powerful, so potent that, like the scripture says, the earth shall reel to and fro. What is it? The book of Isaiah, chapter 24. What is it? But I know it's in the book of Isaiah how it says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, because those missiles, they're gonna be so powerful, man, that it's gonna be shaking the fucking earth, and it's gonna be those missiles. They're gonna be so powerful. They're gonna create the biggest earthquakes that people have ever felt, have ever noticed. Shit, you might have buildings falling just because of this great earthquake that these missiles are gonna create. Okay, and it says, and the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. Okay, that great city is talking about America. And the reason why it says was divided into three parts, because here in America, America is the only country where you have all nations. Okay, not only do you have Israelites, but you have even, you have Esau and the other nations. Okay, and it says in the three parts, the first part is the sons of the Most High, which is the nation of Israel. And then you have also the sons of men, which is the other nations. And then you have the sons of the wicked, which is Esau. Okay, so you have those three parts just here in America. Okay, that's why they call America the melting pot of the earth, because you have all these people from all these nations, man, in one spot. Okay, that's why it is known as a melting pot. And it says, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And what is that? That's the destruction of America, okay, which is Babylon. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great, man. So this hell that is talking about is not talking about, hell that people, like nature brings, right? Which is stones of ice or whatever. No, this hell is going to be of those nuclear missiles. Okay, I believe the scripture says it's going to be about 200 million. Okay, about 200 million missiles are going to be shot here to America. So you can only imagine the destruction that it's going to bring, man. That's why it says, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. It's going to be a great destruction, man. Okay, something that has never been seen before. Okay, that's how much destruction the Most High is going to bring upon Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, through those ICBM missiles. Okay, it's going to be a nuclear holocaust. And not just America, but other parts of the planet are going to be destroyed as well. Okay, the land of Israel is going to be wiped out with nuclear missiles. Other parts of the world are going to be hit with nuclear missiles, man. Okay, it's going to be a very, very scary sight. So much so that even us, Lord willing, among those men, the hopeful elect, we're going to be in those chariots, and we're going to be looking down, watching upon America's destruction. And fear is going to fall upon us. Okay, even though we're safe and sound out of that destruction, even when we're up there with Yahweh Shai, man, we're going to be afraid, because we're going to be witnessing all that fierce destruction, man. We're going to be like, oh fuck, man, that could have been me. It's going to be a scary sight. But anyways, with that, till the next time, Lord willing, I'm going to say shalom.